Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sydney. Today we are going to talk about a question that I get asked multiple times a day, and I've been seeing it come up more frequently, so I wanted to make a video about it for you guys. But that is, how do you make $1,000 a month on Poshmark? I've seen this come up in my Facebook group, which is PoshBoss HQ. I'll link it down below if you'd like to join. But there are several people asking me how you make $1,000 a month on Poshmark. Is that possible? And yes, it is absolutely possible. If you think about it, if you break it down, $1,000 a month, and for sake of argument, I'm going to go with you're talking about $1,000 a month in total sales, not like the profit that you're going to make on your sales. So to make $1,000 a month in total sales, that's $35 a day. So you need to be selling an average of $35 a day to make $1,000 a month on Poshmark. In today's video, we're going to talk about where that kind of starts, because that starts with your sourcing, and this is going to be kind of a multi-part series. So make sure that you're subscribed to catch the next parts of the series, and I will link them down below in this video as I post them. But today we are going to talk about where it all starts, and that is your sourcing. Because if you're not sourcing the right inventory, then you're not going to make it to that $1,000 a month. So to get to $1,000 a month, it's really going to depend on what kind of inventory that you have access to. So somebody who has access to really good inventory that they're selling at, you know, between $30 and $50, or even designer inventory, is going to get to that $1,000 a lot faster than somebody who only has access to, you know, items that may be selling between $10 and $20. That also puts in place the concept of the value of your inventory, and you don't want to devalue your inventory in terms of, you know, if you have something that is worth more, you don't want to price that at $10 just to sell it. A lot of people do this with stuff that is actually valuable, the stuff they're just trying to get rid of from their closets, and they don't realize the value of the inventory that they have. They just want rid of it. So always look at comps of the things that you have and make sure, you know, that you are pricing at the right value and even slightly higher, so that you can do price drops, or you can do offer to likers, or you can do shipping discounts, anything to make the sale on the item. For instance, I found this Phantom of the Opera t-shirt, just random t-shirt from Goodwill, and I got home and I was curious about it. I picked it up because it was really odd looking, and I don't know, I just had this gut feeling. And I looked it up, and apparently Kanye West had worn it. So the value on that t-shirt went up exponentially because a celebrity had worn it. So you really have to look up comps for every single thing that you find, especially odd items like that. That's not something that was a certain brand. It was literally just a vintage Phantom of the Opera t-shirt, and it was really awesome. I think I kept it for a little while. I don't think I have it listed yet. I think I wanted to wear it, but then I ended up not wearing it. Anyway, always look up comps on your items. And you know, this is really going to depend on what kind of inventory that you have access to. So the goal is to source items that are above a certain price point. You don't want to be sourcing items that you can only sell for $5 to $10, because that's not really worth your time to list it. And I'm not saying that, you know, there's not value in selling $5 to $10 items, but you're not going to get to that $1,000 as quickly. For example, I used to go to the thrift store, and they would have a dollar rack, and I would buy every single thing that I could find in good condition that was $1. But this was actually hurting me because I wasn't taking the time to really go through the rest of the inventory in the store. And the stuff that I was buying for $1 wasn't necessarily stuff that had good value. They were like $10 items. So when the store stopped doing their dollar sale, I got really frustrated with it. And in the end, it was actually a good thing, because this forced me to slow down and really source inventory that had value, because I was having to pay more for the inventory. So I was only buying inventory that I knew I could sell above a certain price point, maybe 20 to 30 or above. So make sure that you are sourcing items that are worth your time, because you've got to make that $35 a day to get to $1,000 a month. So whenever you are sourcing inventory, slow down, look at the quality of your items, especially if you're having to pay more for the inventory. Make sure you're getting inventory that is in good condition. Don't buy things that have been washed to death. But you really have to put more of an effort into the inventory that you are sourcing if you want to get to this $1,000 a month. If you are just starting out and you want to know more about sourcing, I do have a PDF ebook that is available down below. It's my sourcing guide that I wrote, and I wrote that for people who are really just starting out in their sourcing venture. Maybe you've been selling things from your closet, or maybe you've been, selling on other platforms and you want to know what sells well on Posh. And so I wrote it with that person in mind to provide them with items that I find consistently and that sell consistently. So that is linked down below. If you are interested, I definitely recommend picking that up if you want to have something tangible to have with you in terms of sourcing inventory for your closet that is going to be worth your time. When you first start sourcing, it's going to be kind of overwhelming for you if you are just now starting to source inventory. So, don't overwhelm yourself. Maybe focus on one part of the thrift store. And I go over all this in my sourcing guide, which is down below. So, don't overwhelm yourself, but also you need to try and pick out those brands that you can sell for $20 and above, because that's going to get you to that $1,000 much faster than if you're sourcing, items that either aren't as valuable or aren't as popular, that aren't really going to sell. Now, there's also a flip side of this, where people are sourcing really high-end items or new with tag items that they're pricing that are worth, a lot of money, but those items are going to take longer to sell. So you have to have a mix of high-end items and low-end items to get to this goal that you want to get to. You can't just have one type of item in your closet. You have to have multiple types of items in your closet. They were really pushing the Posh Markets feature at Posh Fest. I've talked about this in a couple other videos, but you want to have that variety in your closet to give your closet more visibility. You don't want to divide your closet. Like, you don't want to carry just men's or just women's or just kids. You want to have all of these categories in your closet. Like, they just introduced the gifts market, so you need to have those types of items so that you can encourage people to bundle things. You have to really cover all of these markets. You don't have to cover all of them, but at least 3 or 4 of them to give your closet visibility. So you need to be thinking about that when you're sourcing items for your closet if you want to get to this $1,000 a month goal, because you need to be selling, remember, $35 a day average. So if you have a day where you don't sell anything, you have to make up for that the next day. So, this is the first part of getting to that point where you are making $1,000 a month, and it starts with your sourcing. So that is going to conclude part 1 of this series, but really focus on the types of items that you are sourcing. Make sure you join my Posh Boss HQ group, which is linked below. If you would like more direct help with your Poshmark closet, I do offer coaching and closet reviews, which I will also link below, so definitely check that out. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll subscribe if you are new. And if you have any questions, please leave them for me down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.